Roger, go for deploy.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Shoot.
It's a travel roundtable.
Oh yeah, it is.
Anyway,
Alright,
guys, it's I'm not going to let Tommy do the intros anymore. So, welcome back to Adventure Radio. We have a travel roundtable or a travel chat.
Also known as Shoot the Shit.
Between me and Tommy. Not known as Shoot the Shit. It's a travel. It's a travel chat.
Also travel roundtable. Maybe 3% Shoot the Shit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of shit being shot in there.
Yeah, there's just a lot of that.
That's for sure. If you guys like banter and stories, this is your podcast. So we break down Mexico and South Africa.
Yep.
Tommy does Mexico, I do South Africa, but it goes a whole lot of places.
Banter.
So we had a really good fun time listening to it. So if you want to learn a little bit about Mexico and a little bit about South Africa, and you want to hear a whole bunch of ridiculous shit,
listen in.
This is the show for you.
Oh yeah. All right. First off, though, Bill, on a serious note, we are sponsored by Audible. Did you know that?
We are. I am very aware.
Now, what book are you listening to at the moment?
I've given myself a breather after Sex at Dawn.
Okay.
Because I read Sex at Dawn, listened to Sex at Dawn, which was epic.
Yep.
Probably nearly the most perspective shifting book I've nearly ever gone through. So, but I want to write a book review just for my own. I'm actually going to publish it on Adventure Travel, but for my own benefit, I want to start reviewing books. So I put down into perspective what I thought of it.
Yep.
And I haven't done that yet, so I'm actually still keeping my mind in Sex at Dawn frame, even though I'm reading another book at the moment. But
have you ever had sex at dawn?
I've had sex in a number of different times of the day.
Have you had sex with Dawn?
I've never had sex with a woman named Dawn.
Okay. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman. I mean, we all know you're a loose cannon.
Yeah. Haven't had sex with any man named Dawn.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. No, look, Audible's fantastic. I just downloaded the autobiography of Elon Musk. Now, there is something that I want to tell all of you, is that when you download the app Audible, you still have to go onto the website to actually purchase each book, okay? So one of my mates listened to the show and was having real trouble with this. So, guys, when you're doing that, purchase the app. So download the app onto your phone.
Don't have to pay for the app.
Don't have to pay for the app. It's a free app. But you do have to pay for the book. But if you use ADVF Radio as a voucher or little hash after the audibletrial.com, which is what we want to get you on, you get a free credit per month. How good's that?
Yeah, so to be a little clearer, go to www.audible, audibletrial.com/ADVF radio.
Yep.
And then you're on. You've got your you get a free trial, 30 days, you get a free book, and then from then it's $15 a day, I believe, in Australia. It might be less in the US.
Yep.
And you get one free credit of a book every month, and it's awesome.
Now, what does ADVF stand for?
A dick vagina face.
That's right. That's right. Yep. So just make sure you put that in, guys. But it's just the first letter of each of those words.
Yeah. First letter of A, which is A, of course.
Yep. D for
dick.
Yep. V for
vagina.
And then the face.
Yeah. So
for
the face.
The face. the formaggio.
And we are also brought to you by Adventure Travel, which we have just devalued the brand of.
The Fache.
So Adventure Travel, guys, so we're an adventure travel company for the fitness community. We do heaps of cool stuff. We've just over the last week lined up in deep discussions with Carl Paoli, Cara Webb, Khan Porter is in, Mike Bergner, Christmas Abbott is in, Dimitri Klokov. So we've got the world's best coaches all coming on our trips and coming to you guys for next year. Next year we're going for about 14 to 16 trips is the plan, and I have about 6 or 7 of those ready to go-ish for the first half of next year that just haven't been released yet. So head to www.adventurefittravel, join our mailing list, and stay in touch with what's going on.
Boom.
Here's the show. But hey, gang. Welcome back to Adventure Radio. It's just me and Tommy today. We're going to talk travel roundtable, but it's not going to be a roundtable because there's 2 of us.
And there's no table.
And we're on a couch. So it's going to be a travel chat. Tommy's picked a destination, I've picked a destination, and we're going to do a bit of a review for you guys. Before we start, man, that was bad. That smells.
Yeah.
That smells really bad.
Oh, the guitar.
No. You ruined the gag, man.
Everyone understood the gag. The
All
tuna?
right. So we're gonna start us off with a song. Tommy, this is the original Adventure Fit Radio. What was it? What's it called? Intro
It's
track
called
before
Adventure Fit.
Yeah, before we actually had an intro track.
Slightly abstract.
This was the intro track. So Tommy's gonna play it again. Here's the song aptly named Adventure Fit.
Plagiarized at all. Well, the radio's going nowhere. It's all about the parties. Rogan, Ferris, Freakonomics, Pilkington. Cause we're all getting lazy, and it's so much easier when you can listen to your favorite shit on your phone. At the click of a button from everywhere around the world, people are listening and tuning into tons of pods. So yes, that's very true. So Bill and Bones have jumped on the fucking wagon. Now we're bringing our own shit directly to you. Because we're just two huge bits talking about dolphins, science and philosophy. Ooh, 'cause you'll hear about things that'll make you shout when you tune into a pod on Adventure Fit. And now Bill's gonna take us through the next verse. And Bill. I wasn't expecting that.
Bless you, my friend.
Oh, excellent. So, guys, yeah, that was a Jack Johnson tribute in case. It wasn't an original. It was not an original.
I'm going to see David Brent live on the road tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Are you an Office fan?
Am I an Office fan? Nah. No, actually, I'm a massive Office fan.
Are you really? The UK Office?
Mate, that's the only Office.
Yes,
the
100%.
US one sucks.
Nah, the US one's all right, I reckon.
Yeah,
I like
in opposite town, population U.
In nowhere land.
Yeah.
In make-believe world.
Yeah. Loser.
No, I don't mind the US one, but the UK one's pretty much my favourite show of all time.
Yep.
And
only 2 seasons as well.
Yeah, and Jill bought me, surprised me with some gold class tickets.
Who's Jill?
Jill's this chick that I'm seeing on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of Jill.
Yeah, just really coincidental.
That's right,
She's got the same name, so
yeah, that's
blonde hair as well.
Really?
I'm trying to make it so if people see me down the street, they don't really. Hey, look! Who's that chick he's with? It's kind of like part and parcel. If they don't look at the face directly, I'll probably get away with this one.
Do you ever put the bag on the head? I love Jill. You're a fantastic.
Which
person.
Jill are you talking about?
Yeah, well, yeah. Ooh.
Anyway, so it's going to be sick. I'm really looking forward to it. But
hopefully it's not a letdown.
I've read a bunch of reviews that have gone either way. Like a bunch of guys that don't really listen to The Office that have been like, this is too cringeworthy. The gags are all old. The gags are stale, so forth.
Yep.
But I've read a couple of reviews that have been from true Office fans. And they've said, some of them have been, it's epic.
Oh, that's
some
good.
of them have said it's kind of like The Hangover, not The Hangover, The Hangover 2 and 3. I meant to say, actually, Entourage movie. Because the Entourage movie was a heap of shit.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like, good to see the boys back on the screen.
Yeah.
You'll let them get away with it?
Yep.
So...
Yeah, I'm going to go and see that. I'm definitely going to go and see that when I have enough money to buy that, of which I have none at the moment. So, guys, sponsor the fucking show.
We do have a new sponsor coming this week when this is... coming next week. Coming next week, we got our new sponsor.
Juice Bigelow?
Juice Bigelow, yeah. But, so we're here today, guys, to do a travel roundtable to chat about a couple of possible travel destinations for you guys. So, you're doing Mexico, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm doing Mexico. I've been to many places in the world. I've been to Australia. I've also been to Mexico.
Don't tell them this, man. You're on a travel podcast.
That's true. I'm doing a travel podcast.
Well, actually, it's not. It's Adventure Fit Radio. There's no travel involved.
That is very true. Yeah.
Cool.
But what is Adventure Fit Radio really, Bill?
What is Adventure Fit Radio? Well, it's our show that we make, and we explore fitness, adventure, and life. Is that how you wanted me to answer it?
Yeah, that's yep. That was good. No, so I'm talking about Mexico. I went to Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara, which were two completely different places. And they weren't even that far away. I think it was like a 5-hour bus drive between the two. Puerto Vallarta is this like amazing sort of beach resort town. A ton of the gringos go to Puerto Vallarta. Slightly racist.
So that's gringos with Mexican accents?
El
or?
gringo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
or that's not
So that,
what you're trying to say.
that is a Mexican talking about a gringo with a negative associated connotation.
Yes,
El
I
gringo.
understood that.
Oh, cool.
No, I was
Yeah.
just making a gag.
Oh, right.
It wasn't really a gag, though.
In opposite town. So, Puerto Vallarta, yeah, it was amazing. I went skydiving there. If you guys want to check, I'm just getting myself a plug here, figuratively speaking. If you want to check out my skydiving vid, you can jump onto Tom Ahern on Facebook or tom.ahern. And
Are you actually giving yourself
I'm
a plug of
legitimately
your
giving myself a
skydiving
plug.
video?
I need friends.
Yeah, true. We can put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
That'll make you famous. Yeah. 12 people read our show
More
notes.
people read our show.
Take
certainly
over
do.
a 4 to 6 week period.
Yeah, Claudia Ahern reads 9 of them. Dad, the other 3. No, look, I went skydiving over there. Really cool video. You can check it out on Facebook.
Stop talking about your
All
video,
right,
man. We're talking about Mexico.
I'm sorry. And it was apparently Puerto Vallarta is the only place in the world where you can actually land on the beach. Did you know that?
What do you mean, land on the beach?
So you go up. I think I went up about 10, maybe 13,000 feet. So it's pretty good.
You mean skydiving land on the beach?
Yeah,
right.
That's what Tommy said as well. Tommy Sierra, who's obviously a friend of the show's. Yeah,
That's sick. Friend of the show till yesterday.
Friend of the show until yesterday.
No longer a friend of the show.
Dickhead. Oh, we still like him. Just
Cyril was, for the listeners still wonder why he's not a friend of the show, Cyril was booked in to come and chat today.
He was.
And then Cyril was our most popular episode we've had, and then we had to take it down thanks to the Fun Police.
Yep.
The Australian Parachute Fun Police. But and then, we were supposed to have a recording with Cyril this afternoon around this time, and then I just went to double confirm with him yesterday, and he said, nah, bro, I'm in Sydney.
And I'm not keen.
So thanks for nothing, Cyril.
Good on you, Sierra.
So you can land on the beach.
You land on the beach. There's about 25 seconds. It's about 25
You're
seconds.
from New Zealand now.
Yeah, that's right. There's about 25 seconds of free fall, which I think is not just specific to the Puerto Vallarta skydive, but
So how high did you jump from?
it was 13,000 feet.
Yeah,
13,000 feet.
That's a
And
good
it
jump.
was so invigorating. I mean, you guys know that I've got a fair few bizarre fears. But skydiving has never been one of them. All the normal rational fears I've never had a fear of. Skydiving, spiders, skydiving.
So what about this is a question that me and Corey. So I did bungee jumping in South Africa, which I'll talk about after.
Yeah.
So me and Corey, my mate, we were talking about skydiving and bungee jumping, and at the time we'd done neither. And I said that there's not I'll bungee jump. I said, but there's no fucking way you'll get me skydiving, which I
Really?
have. Yeah, which I have skydived since. But me and Corey both agreed 100% that we would much prefer to bungee jump because
Really?
you're fucking attached to something.
Yeah, but you're literally free falling without a parachute.
Yeah, but you're attached to a cord.
Yeah.
You're strapped to something. What would put it this way? What would you? Because
I would
me and
much
Corey,
prefer to skydive. having
everybody
done it now.
says that.
I would, having skydived
I reckon
now,
everybody's off their lids.
But I'm no voice of reason because I haven't done both of them, and you've done both.
And you're an idiot.
I'm a genuine idiot. I'm a
Yeah,
genuine
you
idiot.
still get your thumb up your butt.
Yeah, I do. I should. You want me to take it out? Yeah. Well, you've done both of them,
I've done both.
and which one do you think now?
I think I have a video too. I'm not going to
Give
plug it.
yourself a
I'm
plug.
not going to plug it. But if you watch the video of my skydive, my bungee jump.
Well,
So
where do they
I
go
went.
to look at that?
I went first. They can't, mate. I don't have a link. I'm not. It's not in the show notes. But I did it. I did my bungee jump. So mine was the world's biggest bungee jump, 256 meters of free fall, or of falling basically till you bounce back up, and then you bounce back up and go boing, and you come back down, and it'll be 180 meters and then 130 meters. So it's like the biggest bungee jump, the world's third biggest bungee jump, the seventh biggest bungee jump in the three boings.
Yeah.
I got back up onto the deck, so the guys came down and picked me up, and then I got back up on the deck, and you see on the video, I'm sitting there on my butt, and then Corey, it's over the top of this gorge in South Africa, and I'm sitting there, I'm far out, I can't talk. I'm sitting there, and Corey comes over, gives me a big kind of bro, high-fivey thing, and then you can see him mouth the words, how was it? And you see me shake my head and go, it was fucked. And that's genuinely how it felt.
So negative.
It wasn't even... Me and Corey both did it, and we both said at some point, we both said at some point afterwards, we came to the realization that it wasn't even a positive experience after in the long run. You know how you do something, you do something, you're like, oh, that was so scary, or that was so hard, or that was so whatever. But I'm really
happy
glad.
I did it. Yes.
So me and Corey were like, that was so fucked. I wish I never did that. Not even looking back at it. I'm still scared of it now. It was,
so why though? I don't understand that.
It just was fucking scary, man.
Yeah.
It was scary. So what happened I just don't like, I'm fine with height. Fine with heights, I don't know why, but just the fact of you've seen bungee cords snap in, videos, and you've seen skydiving accidents or heard of them or whatever. Just that nerve factor. But obviously we did the world's biggest bungee jump on the first bungee jump. You do that jump and you hang around down the bottom, and then there's a 200-meter gorge below you. Oh. And you're just hanging there for like half an hour.
Absolutely.
Until they come down and pick you up. It's fucking... And then skydiving was just as nerve-wracking for me, pretty much. I was peaking the whole time until the guy came up, this big Eastern European guy behind me. His name was
Vladimir. Whoa.
Mate, we are on.
Yes.
We are on.
Take your pants
Mates
off.
for life.
No way.
Get away from me, Len. I don't like you.
I'm nervous.
Let's not be mates.
I'm excited but nervous.
Sorry, guys. We just had a little moment. But had a Vladimir behind me, and he was like, you will be fine. We are having fun. He pulled me back, strapped me in, and once I was actually strapped to the Vlad, we'll call him the Vlad, that's when I relaxed. I'm like, well, I can't do anything about it now.
Yeah. You have to do it.
I can't do anything about it.
Yep.
And this dude's done this 1,000 times, so fuck, whatever, But I equally, looking back on it, I enjoyed skydiving more because you do that tumble, and then you tumble out, and then boom, your chest out, eyes up, and you're just floating,
It's amazing.
Whereas bungee jumping, you're like, fuck it up. Fuck, this really sucks.
And it's, you know what as well? The big thing that I took away from what you just said is that it's only you when you're bungee jumping, but you've got big Vlad with his cork up your cork, when you're skydiving. That's what it was like for me. So when I went up, the guy had done about 12,000 jumps, and he'd already done 4 that day. So he was probably bored the whole time. I was never freaked out at all. Except, actually, there was one moment of bullshit when he rocked us forward just to have a look, and my feet were dangling over the plane, and I was literally looking down.
That bit sucks.
To the ether.
You're actually in the air, but he's still sitting.
Yeah, he's sitting. I was outside, and he's sitting there smoking a bong. I'm like, man, can you stop smoking the bongs? Like I'm on.
Keep jacking me off, man. Put that bong down.
It was way better. And then we jumped out of a plane. This wasn't in the job description. So definitely go skydiving in Puerto Vallarta if you can.
So what was Puerto Vallarta? Yeah, the place. What was the place like?
The place is beautiful. We also went to this.
It's on the Pacific coast, right?
It is.
How far down? It's like, is it on the? It's on the peninsula. It's on the bottom of the. What's the peninsula called?
Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. So geographically, it's west coast.
West coast, and it's just below. Yeah. So it's quite close to the equator. It's very hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we went discovering. There's a ton of things you can do there. There was this thing so on the day that I went skydiving, me and my mates, sorry, not me and my mates, all my other mates, of which I have none in real life.
Me and my mates. Oh man, I'm lying again.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
have mates.
right, I'm lying again. I don't have any mates. I didn't even go to Puerto Vallarta.
Me and some other mates of other guys.
Yeah, me and some other people who honestly I've never met before. They all went to this island that was kind of like, it was out in the middle of the ocean, maybe 200, 300 meters off the shore. And it was just this rock, this encompassing, like, you picture like an indoor pool. It was kind of like that, but it was natural. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I didn't go, but I'm so much happy that I went skydiving. Anyway, we found this forest. There's a ton of little islands closer, and a lot of people live there. We found this rainforest. We walked up to the top of the rainforest, and in the very top part, there was this little pool that had developed over however many millions of years. Really nice
it's a little
water.
rock pool.
Yeah, it was like a little rock pool at the top of this fucking rainforest.
That's weird. It wasn't like
Really
grimy
weird.
and dirty and stuff.
It was beautiful.
Like a little rock lake thing.
Yeah, it was a little rock lake thing.
Yeah, cool.
A waterfall as well. And it was just the bottom pooling of a waterfall at the top of the rainforest.
Yep.
And
that's sick.
It was amazing. And you look outside, so you look at the waterfall, then you look to the other side, and you can literally see all outside of Puerto Vallarta. You see over Puerto Vallarta into the ocean. It was one of the most peaceful experiences I've ever had. Just me and 5 other dudes in shorts. But I mean, that was amazing. And the coolest thing about that, we were trying to find the waterfall for hours and hours. And we had this dog that just kept walking with us. And we called it the spirit dog.
Yep.
And we actually ended up eating it and have a ceremony at the end. No, but he just kept following us along. And he would always walk a little bit further than us. And we were like, oh, I wonder where he's going, all this sort of thing. He would turn to the right, be like, this dog's fucked. We're not going to go this way.
No idea.
We'd always get lost on the other way. So, maybe the dog's right. Anyway, he was leading us to the bloody waterfall the whole time.
That's sick.
And we didn't even have to tip him.
Smart dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know when when I was in Nepal, we had the first ever Everest trip I did, we went to climb Island Peak. And so we got to base camp, did Everest base camp, the whole thing, climbed Kalapatar, which is part of it. Then on the way back down, you go for a day, and then you come off the track that's the normal base camp route, and you go to Island Peak base camp, and then you try and climb Island Peak. So this was like, we didn't offer it on the second and third iterations because it was a failed attempt at climbing this mountain because it was too dangerous.
Yep.
I've told you about this, I think, I'm sure before.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is when we diverted off the route, the Everest base camp route, we kind of looked behind us and we're like, hey, we got a fucking little dog with us. What's this dog doing?
Yeah.
And then we're like, does anyone know? It's like, where's this dog come from? And we're kind of like, we don't really want this dog coming up the mountain with us. Anyway, follows us to base camp. Still, we're like, surely by the next morning, like we'll have bailed.
Yeah.
It was minus 25 degrees inside the tent in this at this joint.
It's cold.
So we had ice on the top of our sleeping bags.
Yep.
It was me and Mac actually.
Oh,
and
right.
then the next morning we wake up. Sure enough, fucking little Fido, whatever we call him. I can't remember what we named him. Sure enough, he was there ready to go, like
he was
wagging his tail, good to go. We made it halfway up Island Peak until the point where it was too dangerous because of all this extra snowfall and stuff. It was just too hectic, so we had to turn around. The dog was there with us the whole fucking time.
What is that?
I'm sure if we had made it to Island Peak to the summit, this dog would have been with us.
Yeah.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It's so strange.
Yeah.
I heard another story about
dog.
another guy who had a dog follow him in, I can't remember. I think it's somewhere in Asia. What is it about dogs? I know.
They just like
Do you
people.
know?
No, go on.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Natural selection, my friend.
What do you mean?
So, have you seen all of the episodes of old mate Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah, Cosmos.
Yeah.
I actually have only seen like 9 of them, but I've seen the dog one.
You seen the dog one?
Well, the one that starts with the evolution of the dog.
Yeah, and why they're man's best friend.
Yeah.
A lot of insight to that.
You want to explain what the inside is for the listeners?
No, I'll explain. So basically, dogs have learnt that by continuing to evolve, if they become man's best friend, we feed them the food so they can survive. So 20,000 years ago or whenever, 10,000 years ago or whatever, the wolves used to hunt in packs and they used to try to kill us for our food. But they found that just by hanging low and
being
staying
nicer,
mates with us,
being friends,
we would just feed them the food.
We'd give them the food easily.
We'd give them the food.
Yeah,
and then
that's
from
right.
that, they've evolved to be very close to us. So whenever we meet dogs, we're hanging out with them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think that's the technical way of saying it.
100%. I don't know why this particular dog tailed us as particular humans because there was humans everywhere. But yeah, that's the evolutionary.
That's the best way I can understand it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's the best way to sum up this review of Mexico.
Yeah, and that way all the drugs had worn off.
But so back to Mexico. So I was looking at the map trying to figure out where Puerto Vallarta was. So I was thinking of Baja California. So it's not Baja California. It's like middle of the Pacific
middle of
coast.
Mexico on the west side. Yeah,
Gotcha.
That's beautiful as well. Really beautiful. I only stayed towards the. I went actually. Oh, you can have a look at where Guadalajara is right there now. I'm just looking at the map. It's pretty close to Puerto Vallarta, but I didn't really skew too far off the west side, so the weather was really nice. But we did something else that is big over there is boat taxis. Mm-hmm. So instead of catching a cab, because there's little islands and all that sort of stuff, and it's all on the shoreline, kids are catching boat taxis from school and going home that way. Can you imagine how much cooler that would be?
Boat taxis, so there's a road and then you can go to the ocean and get a boat taxi.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
and
exactly
they get boat taxis, it's quicker and cheaper.
Literally, they get boat taxis. So we caught a boat taxi to try and find the rainforest. It was literally like $5. Okay?
Hang on a sec. A boat taxi to find the rainforest?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
So we were on one side of so just picture point A in your head. and then picture point B. Mm-hmm. We were trying to get from point A to point B.
I get that. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even need to explain that part. Believe it or not. That's how forward thinking I am. That's the ability I have with my
Jeez, that's
huge,
pretty good.
huge brain. Yeah.
So we were trying to get from. So picture this in your head. All right. There's point A. We're trying to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, rather than going through the jungle part, we just went kind of like a wormhole. We called a boat taxi.
So nothing like a wormhole.
Absolutely nothing like a wormhole.
We've wasted 45 seconds of the listeners' lives
Talking about boat taxis.
with this A to B part.
We have. Fuck them, though. Nah, I love you guys. Jeez, I give them a scope a lot, don't I?
Yeah, go on. So the boat taxis, yeah. So
and
how's it
they're
work?
$5. But the coolest thing is that, like I said, there's just tons of kids catching boat taxis on the way home. I mean, right now they're probably doing it, playing Pokemon on their iPhones or something.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is so different to at home where you'd catch a bus and it's really cool, really cool.
There's a place in Panama called Bocas del Toro that has boat taxis. And I got a boat taxi that's like, there's bunches of little islands. And I got real fucked up one night and left all my gear, like my digital SLR. I went home with blood all over me, ripped shorts, no shoes, no shirt, no money, no clothes, no digital SLR, and no memory of what had happened. So
Do you still not know?
I had no money, no anything, right? So what happened was I slept in my hostel, but then I was like, right, I need to get back over to this other island, and the boat taxis are like same thing, like $5.
Yeah.
And but it's not that far. But all my mates had bailed. Like all the people that I was kicking around with had gone, like moved on, and the people that I was hanging around with the night before who were good friends of mine, they were on the other island, and I had no phone, no nothing, and I couldn't get any money from anyone. I was also like real hungover and maybe a little bit scattered, so I didn't want to ask anyone for money.
Yep.
So I grabbed my surfboard from the hostel, walked to the dock with all these boats like ferrying back and forth between the islands, and I paddled across to the other island.
Really?
Yeah. On my surfboard. All these guys in the boats would yell and abuse at me and stuff because it was pretty dangerous. Like I could have got, but I wasn't really thinking at the time.
Extremely dangerous,
Yeah.
especially in the frame of mind.
And and then I went and I got all my digital SLR, found all these photos and kind of pieced the night back together.
So can we go into some sort of detail about the night?
So what happened was, I went to a place called Aqua Lounge.
Yep.
So Aqua Lounge is in Bocas del Toro, and it's a hostel, but it's like how would I explain it? It's like a fun park for adults that has a bar and really cheap Coke. So if you're with me, like, obviously South America and Central America, Coke's very cheap or whatever.
Yep.
And there's a bar at this hostel. And
Are you talking about Coke as in like Pepsi, the drink?
Yeah, it's precisely what I'm talking about.
I mean, they make it down there and it's very cheap.
Yeah, it's good. It's more thicker. They use the thicker liqueur of the Coke.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so,
I mean, we had some of that Coke.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, Aqua Lounge has a massive party on like a Tuesday night or whatever. And I went to that, and it was pumping. It was so much fun. They have a big deck, right? And then the water's about 2 meters below the deck, and then they've cut a huge hole out of the middle of the deck. So it's like a pool, basically. You can do flips and jump off.
Sick.
And then they have a diving board that's 1 meter above the deck, a diving board that's 2 meters above the deck, and a diving board that's 3 meters above the deck.
Yeah.
And then they also have a trampoline on the end of the deck, so you can run off, bounce on the trampoline, flips into the water.
Oh.
They've got a swing set, so you can do like flips off the swing, sit on the swing, jump in the water. So much fun. Like, it's awesome.
Dangerous.
So I went there on this party with like a bunch of crew from the hostel and stuff on this party night, had a great time. And my friends were actually staying there, the two people I was traveling with, Aleku and Anna. So what happened was I went back there 2 nights later because it was just so much fun. I'm like, I'm just going to go back, have a quiet couple of drinks with my mates. And we ended up, there's a rum, a Nicaraguan rum that we're into over there called Flor de Caña. And we're drinking, so basically I don't drink straight spirits, but over there, Flor de Caña, you can just drink it out of the bottle. And we were just in this vibe, in this vibe where we were doing that. And so me, Anna, and Aleku started with a couple of beers, bought a bottle of Flor de Caña. That escalated. I said, all right, next thing we should probably do is probably buy a bag of Coke. Yeah. And then...
hang on, a bag of Coke or a glass of Coke?
No, they sell bottles of Coke in big Santa sack bags.
Okay, yeah. Just is important to
to make
mention
the note.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
We wouldn't want to think anything else.
You were doing anything else.
Yeah. So anyway, so what happened was we got really hammered and taking photos, swimming around, doing flips and stuff. And I got so carried away that... Because when I'm in... So this is why one of the reasons why I stopped taking party drugs at all like 5 years ago is because I would get real fucked up and just want to jump out of the highest thing or jump off the highest thing or...
which is obviously very dangerous.
Play chicken with fucking... Like, not not really, really stupid, but I'd try and up the ante for myself and try and do just silly things. So this particular night, I got so fucking retarded that there was the 1 meter diving board into the 2 meter pool. So everyone's doing flips off that and stuff, having fun. Then we move up to the second one. Anyway, within like 5 minutes, I'm doing blackouts and stuff off the 3 meter, which is nothing crazy, it was pretty cool. But
what time?
I don't know. I have no idea about that.
4 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah. So what happened was, though, I got that fucking uncontrollable and fucked up that I had climbed onto the roof, and because the roof was like 5 meters, so I'd climbed onto the roof, and it was this low pitch metal roof. And what I was doing, apparently, this is what Anna told me, and she couldn't stop me, and Alec couldn't stop me. They weren't kicking me out. There was no one at the bar. I was just doing it myself, entertaining myself.
This is what I mean. People you were traveling with?
Anna and Aleku were, but there was no one really like pulling the reins in on me.
Yep.
I climbed up onto the roof, which is like 5 meters. And apparently what I was doing, why my clothes were all ripped and I had blood all over me. I had cuts and scratches and blood all over me when I went home to the hostel, because there was a chick in my hostel with me and in my dorm, and I walked back in and she started like crying and stuff, like worried, what happened?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I know I've had a good time, but I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I was running as fast as I could along the roof. I had like a 10 meter runway apparently, and I kept slipping over and I kept cutting myself on the nails that would hold the roof down, like the roofing nails.
Okay.
And it had shredded my clothes. My shorts were in tatters, like shreds.
Yeah.
And I had cuts and scratches all over me. And then, what's going on there?
Yeah, just the...
Tommy's just stopped me story and pointing at something. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm pointing to the Apple Mac
What
charger.
about it? You need it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have it, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Anyway, so why did I even tell that story?
Well, because we were talking about...
Mexico.
Yeah. And you just naturally brought... No, we were talking about dogs, spirit dogs.
No, but anyway, so I have no idea why.
Well, because we were talking about fucking spirit dogs.
No, but dogs don't have anything to do with... paddling across the bay. Why did I paddle across? That's right, yeah.
No, yeah.
How I got so fucked up. But that was actually...
Oh, yes.
Because I actually... I have heaps of stories like that when I travel. Like, I have a point where there's like me sober and then me up to like the coolest guy to be around and really fun. And then...
the worst guy to be around.
Yeah,
Everyone hates you.
I can very, very, very rarely. I wasn't a bad guy on this particular night. I was just out of control.
Yeah.
But I can get to a point where I'm really legitimately out of control. Like my best friends can't control me at all. And then that way, it's either the funniest thing known to man or like silly things, or I can be a bit fucked because I have no control of myself.
No,
I've done. I've been like kicked out of a lot of hostels and done stupid shit over the time. You know. So.
Yep. So I guess well, what's the message?
The message is, I stopped taking drugs because of something that happened with my mate Roysey over on the trip.
We went into this last travel round table.
Yeah. So he got himself a bit fucked up, and we said like no more drugs. But then one of the things that kept me off it 100% was one of my friends, John, died in Vegas on the footy trip. John McCarthy, the Port Adelaide player, jumped off the roof.
Yep.
And when that happened, that was the first time. The next day, I went to a party and did a backflip and knocked myself out, put myself in hospital. And I had such bad anxiety. I had this crazy fear that I would kill myself.
Yeah.
Doing something stupid.
Oh yeah.
And
you were probably close.
I've been. You asked my mate Louis Myers. Louis will say he was nearly in tears this one particular night in Croatia because I was in this uncontrollable mood where I wouldn't listen to anyone, and I kept sitting on this ledge that had like I was sitting on like it was a ledge that had a thing cut out of it, so it was like a seat, and it was about an 80-foot drop behind it onto the beach and like pebbles and rocks and stuff, and it was in Dubrovnik in Croatia, and I kept like sitting on this seat and then falling back because I was so wasted and grabbing the sides.
Jeez.
And
how far was the fall?
Yeah, it was like 40. It's like 30 meters. It like killed me.
You would
100%.
Yep,
and Louis, the next day, I had to apologise because I felt really bad because Louis chatted to me about it, and it was like, he's like, man, there's a 50-50 chance, the way you're acting, the shit you were doing, there's a 50-50 chance in my eyes. I couldn't control you. He goes, there's a 50-50 chance that he's going to die. Like he's going to fuck himself up. I don't really know exactly what happened that night with the ledge thing, but Louis, I've put my friends in some shitty situations, so and that wasn't drug related, so that was just drunk. So it's It's tough.
Well, it's good that you can look back on that and see, probably wasn't the smartest idea, and
But
just take something away from that.
But I can't. I don't really ever take stuff away from it.
Yeah. Well, you
I
have,
don't
you
act
clearly
like
have
that
just now.
Yeah, but that's
'Cause you were
this
very
is my
guilty the next
controllable.
day.
This is my controllable self. This is my conscious self being aware of that.
Yeah.
When I'm this wasted, it doesn't really happen in Australia. So I don't get that excitement and that I don't push
once
myself.
in a lifetime.
Yeah. I don't push myself that hard.
Yep.
I'll get drunk and stuff if I like I said we were talking earlier. I don't drink that much, but when I do, I can get pretty drunk. But I know this is where I live. I try and be respectful when I'm overseas. I think there's just this different mindset that I don't fuck anyone over.
You've got no responsibility.
I just push it.
Think about how many Australians do that sort of stuff.
I just push it a little too far. And like I say, I hate that you said that because I look at it. So many Australians at the way they travel. I don't mean it in a bad way, but but the way that they travel, I hate the way that Australians travel in a lot of places like Bali and Thailand and stuff. Yeah, because that's not me at all. That's not me. I'm just the wildest party dude, and I just have a switch that's.
Well, that's pretty similar.
Yeah, it is, but I'm not rude to other people. I don't think, or maybe I am, but I don't think I'm that.
You're a nice guy. I don't think you do it to intentionally harm anyone, like through emotively or physically or anything.
For sure,
you just
But I definitely don't associate. I don't feel if I felt like that, I think it was a really big problem. I don't associate myself with that kind of idiot Australians. Yeah, but I genuinely don't think I'm like that. But I just have this level that I go to that can put myself at risk a lot of the time. Like, I jumped out of a tree in Sorrento once on a bender, naked into a swimming pool, and it was I climbed the tree at least 40, 50 foot. Me and Sugar, my friend, I have video of this. It's actually quite funny. There was a pool at this primary school. It was like a Sunday morning.
Yep.
And it had a mat over it. And we thought it'd be hilarious to get had a mat over it,
so
a pool mat.
You're 14 years old, right?
Yeah. Oh. And then so we thought it'd be hilarious to break into the school, and then it was an outdoor pool, and then get naked and we had drinks with us and to have a sprint across the pool, so it looked like we were walking on water.
Oh, yeah.
And then anyway, so Sugar ended up jumping on this shade sail and doing a blackout.
So why did you have to get naked?
We just thought it'd be funnier naked.
Oh, everything's funnier naked. That's why we do this podcast naked.
And then, anyway, so Sugar did this blackout into the pool. Hilarious. And then the video, because my mate was filming it, the video pans over to this tree, literally 50 foot up, dense tree, and you just see the branches of the tree start to shake. You're like, what the fuck's going on in here? And then you just see this naked body. It's actually the funniest video you'll ever see. And we were like, yeah, that was the greatest. And we're watching it and showing everyone. And only about a week later, Sugar goes to me, look how close you were to the edge of the pool there, man.
Yeah.
And we looked into it, and I literally made it into the pool by like half a foot.
Oh,
I'm 22, 21, 22 at this stage.
Yep.
But this is This is the shit.
Jump out of a tree.
This is the shit that I used to get myself into, So I'm all right now, but I've always worried that.
Do you ever think that there's more to that just being like a coincidence of you either living or dying? Do you ever think there's like a purpose to that? Or
Nah.
It's
I
just
don't
either
believe
one way or another.
No, I personally don't. I don't believe in fate or.
You don't think there's like a meaning
predetermined
for you to be around?
No.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm just generally part of the process. I'm happy to be here and trying to leave a positive impact, but I don't think any more deeply into that personally. You do?
I don't know. I don't know. I really like to hear people's opinions on it.
Yeah, no,
I totally respect your opinion.
Yeah, I do have an opinion, and that is my opinion. My opinion is
it's just
I'm not
neither here nor there.
No, I don't believe in fate. I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe in anything. I think you create your own destiny. You create your own path. And it's not. I don't personally think that any of it's really predetermined. And again, same as you. I don't mind if people do think that. And it is definitely very interesting.
People can have some really interesting points on it.
In what? So in what regard do you think the universe is all planned out? And
well, some people can think that, and it goes against what I believe in in terms of there's a creator and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the universe that makes sense because of this and that and this and that. Why not other things?
Yeah, all right. So what about the fact of like if you think of the butterfly effect? Do you ever think of? I'm not saying because. The butterfly effect never happens.
Yeah, well, let's explain the butterfly effect.
So the butterfly effect, say right now I say to Tommy, hey, fuck you, man, and the joke comes off wrong. Maybe
Really negative,
maybe that affects our podcast in the future, our friendship, whatever. Rather than me say, hey, Tommy, fucking, that was really good what you did last week about rah, rah, rah. He thinks of me more positively. Our relationship grows. The podcast becomes thick and strong and fast. And we travel. Like the one little thing that can affect the way that your life actually deviates. So the butterfly effect is the actual effect of a butterfly flapping its wings across one part of the world can affect something on the other part of the world.
Yeah, and there's a movie for it with starring Gwyneth Paltrow, I believe, called Sliding Doors.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher, there's a movie called The Butterfly Effect as well.
Probably a better understanding.
Yeah. But what I mean is the butterfly effect's never actually happened.
Yeah,
you know, it's a theory, and it's obviously, if it doesn't, reality only goes in one way. But if I think that's a very interesting way to look at things. Like I always think there was a phone call that my friend made to me that if he didn't make that one phone call, which I think is like a 20% chance of him making, and it's a 100% chance because it happened.
Yep.
But I think just looking back and I'm like, that's just so strange and not out of character, but just weird that it happened that way and whatever. That created me going over to the fact that I went over to Bali and worked on this retreat, and then I thought, all right, I'm going to give Adventure Fit a go, and then Adventure Fit led to this, and this podcast we're sitting here, we're talking about it.
Yep.
But my mate Steve Kennedy didn't make that phone call, then none of this happens.
Yeah.
I think
We're not sitting here right now.
100%.
Yep.
100% we're not sitting here right now. And I think it's so interesting to think of the little decisions that you make or the little insignificant actions that you take that can affect the course of everybody around you.
Absolutely.
That to me, and that's why I think right now, me sitting here as we speak, I'm creating the future.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I'm actively creating it, and that's why I don't really believe in so much determinism.
Empowering, isn't it?
Determinism means like things are predetermined.
Yeah,
Determinism.
exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I don't really think too much along those lines.
It's very empowering to think that what we do right now basically creates the foundation of who we'll be tomorrow or in a week or in a month.
But everyone as well.
But
everyone around you.
You're not thinking this way all the time.
No.
So you can just make impulsive decisions. And obviously that's why regret can happen, you know? What are some other times, I guess, that you would have had those moments where it's like, oh, shit, you know, if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. You and I meeting was a big one.
Yeah.
Because I never thought that I'd actually end up walking into that brothel. But when I did, it was like, oh, hey, man.
Well, I happened to be in the all-male brothel by chance.
Yeah.
And
right.
I was just,
mine was a decision.
I know a guy that was just working behind the desk there, whereas you were just going
I was in there for love.
Exactly.
And I found it.
Gadoosh, of course.
Gadoosh, absolutely.
No, I mean, I don't really think of, thinking of relationships is a big way to think about it.
Yep.
Because you think of past relationships. I mean, I'm sure that everybody in the world has probably done it one time or another where they've thought, okay, me and Jill are really, really happy now. It's going really well. In the past, I've broken up with two girls that I've been head over heels in love with at the time, you know, because of selfish reasons selfish or just my own reasons.
Or it just didn't happen, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, but, you know, I'd be lying if I didn't say right now that I'd thought to myself, shit, was that the right decision? Or because you look at...
has that.
Yeah, that's right. And you look at like one of those relationships, I don't think probably was destined to work. One of them, though, I have no doubt could have.
Yep.
But I decided to travel. And then, again, here I am.
Yep.
Have a travel company. But the fact that I made that decision doesn't rest uneasily with me. It's just very interesting to think,
it is.
Imagine how different my life would be had I been in that position. And I think I'd be living on the peninsula still. I think I'd have 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 houses because when I was 23, I had 4 at the time when I made this decision. If I didn't decide to travel, I would have probably not ever had my eyes open to the world of travel. I would have thought that success was money and property, which is what I was doing at the time, which if that's what you want to do, that's fine. That's not how I look at, that's not how I look at success anymore.
Yep.
So I think my life would be, I'd probably be playing footy, living on the peninsula, tons of houses, a lot more money, and I'd be settled down. That's what I think would have happened.
Settled, yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that alternate reality plays out pretty well, to be honest.
Yep.
But it's just interesting to look back on it and think how different not only your world, but the world around you could be. So I've actually started looking at this in the way of like helping people out in their day-to-day because walked into Phoenix Weightlifting Club, where now it's my happiest place in the world. I'm friends with absolutely everyone in there, and even if I'm training like shit and I'm not wanting to be at training, it puts a smile on my face just to be there. So, but it didn't start like that. It started with me walking in with anxiety. People think I'm an alpha male. Or maybe I act like it or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. But
Really, just you're a cute little teddy bear on the inside.
yeah, I'm a pussy on the inside.
Yeah,
you know, there's all these weightlifting alpha male dudes as well, and
Yep.
I'm super, super shy. And like, it took me ages.
But maybe they're all just pussies on the inside.
Maybe, for sure. But it took me longer than I would have liked to have gotten to the point where I am now.
Yeah.
Which is like, I love everyone.
Yep.
And I'm comfortable with everyone. Rah, rah. So I've tried to actively, a little bit in my day-to-day, expedite that process for other people. So because my human nature, my natural nature is to sit there and someone walks into the gym and they're new, I'll let them go over to the platform and do their training and whatever. And when the time comes, if our paths cross or if someone's having a conversation I want to jump in on, I'll introduce myself.
Oh, you don't just trip them over?
So ruin my just
Yeah, I know.
flow
Sorry.
in here.
Sorry.
But you know what I mean. So I've tried to go out of my way actively to like, hey man, Doc, how are you?
Tom,
like,
nice to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you, man. Where are you from? Like, what are you doing down here?
Oh, look, I'm a coach.
No, it's yeah. I know you. Yeah. But
Stop.
no, but you know, so to try and make that day a little bit easier and the transition a little bit easier, because I look at how I'm perceived, which is different to the way that I perceive myself, but the way that people perceive me. Because it's not always somebody that's a big personality that's walking in the gym. There's a lot of chicks that walk in the gym, a lot of dudes that are younger, a lot of dudes that are...
Oh, it's all perception.
Yeah, and
all perception.
I'm one of the loud guys in the gym, so the fact that I'm reaching out and making them feel welcome doesn't take more than 10 seconds out of my day, but extrapolate that in how much better they feel and get them off to a better start. So I'm trying to take that...
Yeah, that's right. If they can feel like they're bros with the loudest, biggest alpha male dude, you know, the biggest personality at the place...
Well, one of the guys.
You know, you don't have this sort of internal expectation or need to like climb the social ranks.
Yeah, you feel like your foot's in the door.
Your foot's in the door.
And you don't have to worry about that bullshit that goes along with society.
Oh,
you know,
exactly.
It's the way it is, you know, like there's all that fucking anxiety and like...
100%.
Well, maybe not with everyone, but all that, you know, who's this person? How does he fit in the structure?
Exactly.
Like, all that absolute ridiculous crap.
Exactly. Yep.
So, and it's not something that comes natural to me, but it's like, if you think about it in the way of the butterfly effect, you know, you can make really positive... Well, the butterfly effect doesn't really work like that. The butterfly effect, what I said could actually mean they could go, oh, that was awesome. That was so much fun. Boom, hit my train.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how it works. But it also, so it's an interesting topic. So
it is.
Did you want to talk any more about Mexico? This is very, very off topic.
But this is what happens with all of our shit.
This is fine. This is
why it's called Shoot the Shit.
Well, it's called a travel roundtable, wasn't it?
Travel roundtable.
But it's cool. It's travel roundtable going wrong.
Yeah, that's true. I like that. No, look, if you can get to Puerto Vallarta, guys, I really do recommend it. I haven't been to too many places in Mexico. That's obviously something that Bill and I are discussing and something that I want to do. But Puerto Vallarta is really, if you want to go to a place that is really very, very much relaxation-esque, and you can do a few things here and there, but it's really centered around just a nice, easy holiday. That's the place for you. I think it's beautiful. The weather was great. The stress was low. And the people are fantastic. The people are really nice. And the food is so good as well.
Make sure you tell them you're not a gringo.
Yeah. 100. Oh, you have to tell them you're not a gringo because they don't like the gringos.
For all our American listeners as well, take that, practice your Australian accent.
That's right.
It will get you much further.
Hey, dude. No, that was me doing an American.
G'day, mate.
Hey, mate. What is going on?
Is that us doing an American accent, doing an Australian accent?
Yeah, it was. Can you do an American accent?
Nah, I'm not going to try.
Can you do any accent?
Nah.
Please?
Nah. I hate it when you put me under pressure like this.
Put you under pressure.
I can do I can probably do Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Go.
Let's get to the chopper. Is that even the quote?
I don't know. For some weird reason, I can do like a potentially eccentric, like homosexual German accent.
Okay. It's very niche.
How's it going, yeah? If you want the body of your dreams, you have to work out for it. That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That was good.
And I can also do Stewie Griffin.
Go on.
Okay. If you want the body of your... No.
You're a fucking idiot.
So, Brian, you've been working on that novel? You know, the one with the beginning, middle, and end? Beginning, all the plot sort of thing, and friends become enemies, enemies become friends. You know, you've been working on that one, right? You don't think you need some time off?
That's actually really good.
Yep.
That's
and
really good.
Kermit the Frog.
No, we're right. We can move on now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to just start talking another accent now.
You should start your own podcast.
I feel
Accents with Tommy.
Yeah, that's right. Tom and his 12 personalities.
Good luck with that. But yeah, I can attest to Mexico too. I've been to Mexico twice. And
Favourite place?
Favourite place for me in Mexico? Would you say
Guadalajara.
Yeah, no. Would you say Puerto Vallarta is Mexico, or would you feel like it's
not.
It's America or the really westernized kind of culture in a beach in Mexico?
It is.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is cool.
Yeah,
cool for holiday, because that's what I found with so Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum. We're planning a trip there in Feb. So hashtag adventure travel, all that shit. But
you can find, by the way, just quickly, you can find very Mexican-esque places in Puerto Vallarta, which is like the rainforest and all the people in there. But yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, so I found for me, Mexico is great in a number of ways. I've been to probably 12 different cities in Mexico. I've been there 3 times, spent about 10 weeks there. So I'm not an expert by any means, but there's a lot of places that you can get that real authentic Mexican vibe. And one of them for me, which definitely my favourite place in Mexico, would be Puerto Escondido.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What does Puerto mean?
Puerto means port.
It's port.
Porto, yeah.
Porto.
So Escondido means, I think, the hidden port or the lost port.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so Puerto Escondido is like, it's just got the right amount of tourism. So it's like halfway in between somewhere that has zero tourism and is just rural Mexico to like Cancun. You know, it's in the middle. So like, it's set up well for like going out, having fun, partying a little bit, seeing some sights, buying some shit if you want to do all that crap.
Yep.
Having some good restaurants, some good food, all that stuff.
Yep.
And then it's got world-class pumping surf. Even if you don't surf, it's worth going there. Just watch the surf. Me and my mate don't know his name. Literally, he was a legend, and I've forgotten his name.
What's his last name? Don't know his name. Stevens.
Nick was his name. He was a Kiwi guy.
Stevens.
He was a Kiwi guy from New Zealand, and his name was Nick. And we went and surfed La Punta, which is like it's the point in Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
So it's this really nice wave, and it's probably always very manageable size. We went and surfed this wave. We didn't know each other. We kind of had a bit of a chat in the water. We paddled in together. We got a taxi together, jacked each other off, all the normal stuff. And then we went to get hey, let's get some food, man. The surf's pumping. We'll sit down and we'll watch it. And then we got a spaghetti bolognese, I remember, and we sat there, and it was like 20-foot surf, perfect barrels.
Yeah.
No one was surfing it.
Really?
We're like, no one. Too big. It was like crazy.
Way too big.
So we're like, well...
You didn't go and do it, surely?
No. So we're sitting there, we're watching it, and then it was too big for a normal surfer, for a dude on a surfboard. So we're sitting there on the beach, and then this car pulls up with a... You like that one, mate?
I thought it was hilarious.
So we pulled up. You fucked me. So he pulled up. The car pulls up with a jet ski on the back.
Yep.
And then dude's got a board with straps, and me and Nick were looking at each other. We're like, "Fuck, man, this is about to go down." So these guys go out, and we sat there for about the next 2 hours watching dudes tow in 20-foot surf, like world class. It's the biggest beach break in the world.
Give some sort of reference point as to how big 20 feet is.
Well, 20 foot's taken differently in surf feet because it's taken from the back of the wave. So as the wave, if you look at the wave, you look at the ocean.
Yep.
Then 20 foot actually means here's the ocean.
Yep.
Here's 20 foot above the wave. That's 20 foot. But you look at the wave from the front, it's sucked out probably another 10 foot. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm paddling out to the ocean. I see a big wave coming at me.
Easier way to think of it. So, and this is for the listeners too. So the listeners, if you're looking at surfing and they go, "Oh, it's 3 foot today, and really clean, whatever," and there's guys in stand-up barrels, like that. Obviously, it's a bit of an exaggeration, but the reason why is if you're out in the ocean, the level of the water in the ocean, and the wave is taken from the back of that.
How do you mean from the back of that though?
So if you have flat ocean, like this, and then there's the wave.
Yes.
I think that's right. Anyway.
You said it so.
No, but then there's some waves that just suck out, and then it's like a straight shelf, and then the waves like this. So anyway, you normally add a few feet. So 20 foot's probably literally 4-5 times overhead.
So that's massive. It's a massive wave.
Huge, crazy. And it's super shallow. People die there all the time.
Yeah.
Or like break the necks and stuff like that.
You hear dudes talking about like surfing 100-foot waves or big as tsunamis, all this sort of thing. Is that from the base? So the surfboard floats on the water?
Well, that fucks my story. That fucks my story if you say 100-foot wave. So that's like a 100-foot face.
100-foot face.
Yeah, 100-foot face. So if you look at the face of the wave, so here's the wave here, like the curvature of the wave.
Yes.
So for the listeners, I'm drawing a curvature of a wave.
Yep.
So that's the face of the wave, that you can see on the poster. That's 100-foot. That's like 100-foot. It gets tricky the way that people talk about how big surf is. But
I so totally get what you mean.
So if you look at the Quicksilver symbol, like that, the back of the Quicksilver symbol is the ocean. And then the height of the peak
of the wave
is the height of the weave.
Yep.
The height of the wave
of the weave, bro,
is like that's how normally they'll judge the wave. Like it's 3 foot. It's like 3 foot from the back of the wave to the top point. But the front will always be slightly bigger. Yeah. So it's kind of, and maybe people will pull me up on the way I've described this, but that's basically how you look at waves. But
so this wave was huge.
This wave was huge, and it's crazy. It's the most dangerous, just insane surf that you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
But so we watched this pumping surf for like 2 hours, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. You never get to see
watch it
live. You
never get to see anything live.
You would see exactly, and you would see that stuff on Fuel TV, or you would buy DVDs with that shit. And we were just sitting there enjoying it. We just had a sick surf ourselves. Knew we were going to have fun tonight drinking beers. Well, we're in that frame of mind. You're just having the best time.
Yep.
And you're just sitting there just watching one of the experiences of a lifetime. So Puerto Escondido for me, that's my favourite part of Mexico, and that's for anyone. That's for a surfer. That's for somebody that could not care less about the sport of surfing. You'll be blown away by the place, but you'll also be blown away by. Yeah, it's not always like that, obviously, the surf, but some of the stuff that you can see there.
What time of the year did you go?
So that was freak season. So that wasn't supposed to be that big. So I was there in. Would have been the times that I'd been there was all between like October, November, December. So so the American winter, I believe, yeah. So the American winters, the swells aren't that big in the American winter. I believe. So I believe that their big swell season, because they have all the surf comps around the big swell season, that people come from all over the world.
Yep.
I think that's like June, July.
Yep.
I'm sure about that. So because I never saw it and there was never anywhere near that. So when I was there, it wasn't on the radar. So, but any time of year it's sick. So yeah. But Mexico's...
Can you hit some good joints there?
What?
Plug some good joints there?
Plug some good joints?
Yeah.
I went to some fine restaurants.
Any particular places that you want to smoke bongs? Some nice restaurants or things like that.
No, not really.
Yep.
It's just there's really good food there.
Yeah,
really good Mexican food. There's dirty Oxo dogs on every corner.
Yeah, okay.
Which is do you know what Oxo dogs are?
Yeah.
You know the service station Oxo?
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, 7-Eleven. Yeah, so dirty Oxo dogs.
Yeah, they are so dirty.
Yeah, they're the best though.
That's my new favourite phrase.
I have a friend named Oxo Dog.
Really?
Yeah, we named him Oxo Dog because his name's Jimmy, and he's a Belgian Rastafarian.
Yeah.
And he's no shit. Top 3. I've met 1,000 people in my travels that I've connected with. He's top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Wow.
He is genuine.
Genuine
Menine.
Yeah.
And anyway, so Jimmy, me and Woz met him, and we only met him because we only became friends with him because we would see him, and he would be coming. We bumped into him twice late at night. He was coming out of the Oxo servo with like 2 hot dogs, and we were like, "Nice man,
Yeah.
Oxo dogs,
Real bin,
Oxo dogs." And then so we were going in to get Oxo dogs.
Yeah,
yeah. So we bonded over Oxo dogs, and then he calls me like Sir Oximus Prime, and I'll call him like Oxo Deluxo, and it's just all revolves around Oxo. But we went and caught up with him in Belgium actually, and had a great time. He took us around Belgium, so it was sick. He's one of the great men.
It's pronounced O-T-T-S-O, Otso, because I asked a Mexican. And she said, Otso.
How does that work?
Yeah, I know. So it's two.
Because X's are like H.
Yeah. So
but maybe 2 X's.
2 X's is a T. That's what it is. That's how it's pronounced.
Are you for real?
100%. Because
I
had to get a cab from Otso to near my hostel to the Guadalajara airport.
Well, it'd be a lot harder to say, "Oh, dog."
Yeah. Like, oh, my mate, he said, "Oh, dog."
Sounds French.
2 X's is a T. That's like over
Really?
here in English. 2 X's is X. Oh, fuck that. So, yeah, no.
2
an
XO
example
is nothing.
CH.
3 X's is triple X,
Yeah.
and 4 X's is porn.
4 X's is a hardcore porn. Yeah. So, but CH is ch, and 1. So CH is ch. C by itself is k. Are you aware of this?
What are you talking about? I literally zoned out.
Yeah, after the quadruple X's.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
But so
Hey,
yeah.
Have we ever asked our questions to each other? 6
No,
foot
but
6?
we're doing a travel roundtable.
I know, but I kind of want to do that.
We have asked our questions to each other in the
done-
early days, but I don't think we released it.
Yeah, do you want to
I
do
think
it?
that was the one, the test thing we did.
Oh,
I'm going to talk about South Africa.
All right, we'll talk about South Africa.
Because I don't mind this divulging. This is good. But I think, considering we're going to call this a travel roundtable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, Bill, South Africa.
So South Africa is my destination.
Ooh, here we go.
Go on.
You can do a South African accent. I've heard you do this.
Uh,
I've heard you do it.
yeah.
Blood Diamond.
Probably can. I'm terrible with accents, man. I can't think of it off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
but if you think about it, everyone just starts at their own pace.
No, but I can't even think of what the accent sounds like.
So say something like, "Hello, my name is."
I can't think of how they speak though.
They talk like this. A little bit when in Blood Diamond. That's not really that good.
You've confused me.
Yeah.
No, I could probably do a
man,
South African accent.
What's going on? What is going on, eh? Now is that Kiwi?
Yes. It's very much
very much-
similar. It's very much similar to
That's-
the Kiwi accent,
that's
but it
right.
has more of a deep baritone at the end, mate.
That's it. That's
yes,
exactly
it's very,
it. We're
it's
going
very,
to get you, mate.
Yes, it's very and they use
That's really good.
instead of
That's really good.
Instead of bloke, they use the word they oak.
Oak.
Like
Yeah.
hey you oaks. What are you oaks? So
Well, we've got about 16 South African listeners actually, so hopefully they can email us and tell us what they really sound like.
one of my good mates, MJ, one of my best South African mates, he said he goes
Jackson.
He goes, we're in Peru and we're talking about Herschel Gibbs, the cricketer for South Africa. He wrote an autobiography. I've never read it, but we were talking about it and he goes, oh, yes, and he was talking about all these, it was amazing, all these women and every single night he would go and have all these orgies. Man, the boys, Was goes, I'm just staring at him and Was goes, what? He goes, yes, you actually know like orgies, right? 3 women, 1 man, and orgy.
Oh, shit.
Fuck off, mate.
Yeah. You suck.
Get out.
Get out.
Get
No one
out.
likes you.
It was so good.
Oh.
But anyway, so South Africa. So I've been there. I went there with Causa, my mate.
Yep.
And this is the trip to end all trips. It was fucking awesome. This is actually the trip that I based my Adventure Fit holidays around. So I always say to myself, right, I action-packed the shit out of this holiday. Me and Corey were smoked at the end of it.
Yeah.
We just did so much stuff. But we always say, Causa's one of my best mates, we always say how much we loved that trip. Like, even though it was one of those, you need a holiday from your holiday, we, in the space of, so there was Zimbabwe as well, but in the space of 4 weeks, we dove with sharks, climbed Table Mountain, walked with and patted fully grown lions, saw the world's biggest waterfall, Victoria Falls,
Really?
went on safari,
Yep.
did the world's biggest bungee jump,
Oh, yeah.
went to Robben Island. Fuck, man. It was like drank beers watching the sunset over Table Mountain at Newlands Cricket Ground, which is one of the premier sporting destinations, sporting grounds in the world.
Yep.
Far out. It was just
yeah.
incredible, man.
When was this?
It was like 2013, maybe, I'd say.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
2013. Oh, yes. Back
terrible.
then I was, I can't do it. I can't do it. I suck.
I'm stoked that I've
accented me.
I out accented you for once because I can't do accents.
Well,
I literally, when you were pressuring me, I couldn't think of. I'm like, yeah, I know I can do one, but I couldn't
do one.
I couldn't think of how they sound.
Surely you can do an American accent and an English accent. I mean, they're piss easy.
Again, I have to think about it.
I literally believe that if I went to the US,
Yeah, I could probably do that, man.
dude.
Absolutely. Why could I not? Why could I not talk like an American?
I actually got no idea, bro. Like if I went over there,
You sound like a college frat boy always.
dude. I smoked so much butter at this party last night,
You sound
bro.
like a fucking idiot.
Dude, I was at this
You
frat
sound
party,
like
bro.
a fucking moron.
Are you doing South African?
No, I'm doing American, aren't I?
It was a 3 out of 10 American accent.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do American, eh?
You're a flog. So anyway, South Africa. So Mexico, your country and my country are two of my top 3, to be honest, because had just such an amazing time. So South Africa, I went to Cape Town and I was like, all right, Cape Town's supposed to be pretty good. They say it's the European, the Europe of Africa, you know, and they say it's not Africa as well. So if you're going to South Africa, if you're going to Cape Town, you're going to South Africa for a real African experience, you're going to the wrong place. You may as well be going to Melbourne.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally, and the funny thing is, it's the same standard of living.
Really?
Well, there's obviously the poverty and there's like the slums.
Violence, isn't it?
Yeah, there's the violence and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I mean by the standard of living, I mean, you go out to a restaurant, you ask for a porterhouse. Why would you ask for a porterhouse restaurant? You ask for a ribeye steak, well done, with a nice glass of wine.
Yeah.
You're getting the exact same level of steak and wine that you're getting. If you're a fucking pauper,
That's
you
right.
have to get a porterhouse.
One porterhouse, please. And
And I'll have a bag of goon. But
1 litre of Yalumba, please.
But anyway, but the quality. So me and Causa were going around through Cape Town.
Yep.
We figured out everything. Aussie dollar's a little bit better, but for us, everything was about 20% of what you would pay for in Australia and the same quality. So we would go to a restaurant, have an absolutely ridiculous meal, and beer and wine or whatever, and 1/5 of what you pay in Australia. Like, not that the price really matters. I'm just in general, it was just awesome. Then you go shopping, the same thing. You go to the movies, whatever. So we're doing a bit of that shit because we had a bit of time there. But Cape Town itself is just one of those vibes that has something about it. The city itself is just up and about. So one of the things that helps it is it has Table Mountain in the background. Table Mountain.
How big is Table Mountain?
I couldn't tell you, man.
And why is it called Table Mountain? Does it look like a table?
It's a table. What are they called? Like the
Tables?
The actual formation of a mountain that looks like a table.
peak.
But like it's just, it goes up and it's flat across the top, like a flat top mountain.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's called something.
It's called the Ridge.
Yeah, kinda, yeah. So it's just like a big flat table looking mountain.
Okay. The plateau.
Anyway, and the plateau, I suppose.
Yep.
So I don't know how big it is, but it's just, so it's like Sugarloaf Mountain in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, I actually do know that. Yep.
Yeah, so you sit in the street, you're walking through the street, or you're getting going to a restaurant or whatever, you just look across and you see this towering, amazing sight in the background. It's like, fuck, that is just, that backdrop just does something
Beautiful.
to the place.
Yep.
It adds so much. It's funny, but it just really does. And then, so you can climb Table Mountain, get this epic view of the whole of Cape Town. Because Cape Town has all these little different bays. So the surf's good in Cape Town in one bay one day with one swell in wind direction, and the surf is pumping another day in a different swell direction, different pocket, because there's all these different little peninsulas and bays and stuff that the swell and the wind and the water comes in from. So literally any day of the week you can go and have a nice little surf, get yourself eaten by a shark. It's fucked up there. The day we got there, we went to surf.
Sharks are bad around there, aren't they?
We got there the day we got there, we're like, right, first things first, let's go for a surf.
Yep.
I had a board, Corey had to hire one because he couldn't be bothered. He was coming from England, I think.
Yep.
When we met over there. And we went to a surf store. We said, hey, guys, how's it going? Where should we go to surf? They said, go down to Muizenberg. Muizenberg's where it's pumping today. So I said, cool, let's go down there. So we had a car. Corey got a board down to Muizenberg. We get down to the beach and we looked up at the flag and we're like, black flag. That can't be good.
Nah.
Black doesn't normally mean
That's not good.
full steam ahead here.
Yep.
So we went over to the gauge and it had, can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like white was perfect visibility.
Yep.
And no recent shark sighting.
Yep.
And then there was blue, which was poor visibility, recent shark sighting. Sorry. Poor visibility, but no recent shark sighting. So you just can't see, but there hasn't been a shark sighting. So,
Odds are it could be okay.
Yeah. And then there's red, poor visibility, and recent shark sighting.
So you wouldn't want to.
Nah. And then there's black,
Yep.
poor visibility, and somebody's been bitten today.
Eaten by
There's been an attack today. That was
literally on the
yeah.
day.
So
So you went out there.
So what happened was we actually surfed the shark in Cape Town, but so what happened was we went into the surf store and we're like, hey guys, what's going on with that black flag?
Yeah.
We just read the sign like, we're not going out surfing today, hey? And they're like, no, man. Dude went for his morning surf this morning and came back with no legs.
Oh, jeez.
German
Really?
dude or Dutch dude, I believe, one of the two, just in the next bay. So like, if you're in a car, geographically I don't know, but if you're in a car, it's probably like a 7-minute drive just down this little bay. And there was, say it was like a blue flag or whatever. And they're like, oh, the visibility's not too flashy, or whatever. And the dude, or maybe it was a red flag. It might have been a red flag. So I remember there was a story behind
red
it.
was, okay.
Red was that we've seen a shark and there's bad and
we can't see you that well.
Yeah. So basically don't go out there.
Yeah.
And then I fucked up that chart, whatever. But basically the black and the red, you know what I mean. And apparently he was like, I go swimming every day. It was his morning swim. He goes, I'm not missing my morning swim to start my day.
Yeah.
Like I've lived here for 10 years or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then went out and he had his legs eaten off.
What happened to him?
They were digested.
Oh, right.
Fully digested.
So did he live?
Bones and all.
Live?
Is he
live?
Is he alive?
Is he live?
Is he alive?
Is he alive?
It's no. You got to emphasise the live part in that word.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he alive?
Is he alive?
Yeah.
So he has
no.
a
He's
life.
not. He's not alive.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Do you know what that? Just think about that. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It should be I am alive.
I am alive. I completely agree.
We should have a whiff.
I am alive. I'm alive right now. Unless that's what it was.
I am a wife.
I am a wife. I'm a wife. I'm a wife.
I'm a woman.
I'm a woman. I'm literally a woman.
I have tits and a vagina. I haven't heard Marie laugh, but I just looked in the background and I think she giggled. I don't know if she's with us. I don't know if we're funny or not, but Marie did smile.
Marie smiled. For everyone at home, Marie is Bill's housemate. And is single, so if... sorry, Marie. I want to throw you under the bus. But
Hashtag Marie.
Hashtag Marie.
My phone number is +61 404 485 969. If you want to send any dick pics to me, I'll forward them straight over to
Tom.
Marie.
Coming to Marie. Tom.Ahern. Hashtag
man.
Tom.Ahern.
Fuck. So anyway, Cape Town's just great. It's the best city. And there's also... we went to
Cape Town's very much like Melbourne.
Yep.
So still the best city?
Oh, it's sick.
Yeah.
I just mean, like, you got to agree that Melbourne's got a great
Melbourne's
quality.
fantastic.
Melbourne's remember
like
that we've been voted the most... No, 6 times in a row, the most livable city, or something like that.
Oh, no, it's literally 6 times in a row, most livable city in the world. Yeah.
So some people would say that Melbourne's all right.
No, it's not the best.
But
it literally is the best.
No, it's great because... so we went to sport as well.
Uh-huh.
We saw a band. I can't remember what the band was, but it was so much fun. It was awesome at a stadium there. But we also went to the rugby one night, and we went to the cricket. Went to the cricket at
Yes.
We went to the cricket at Newlands, and the best sporting. It's really tight and small, and there's like a big beer drinking kind of picnicking hill, and then there's a stadium as well. And the beer drinking picnicking hill is where we were kicking out, and it looks over. Tabletop Mountain as the sun goes down.
Right.
We watch a twilight cricket match as the sun set over Table Mountain while we're punching beers, abusing South African fans. Oh. It was quite close to the one of the best things, man.
Yeah.
One of the best things. And we also had a thing going with the crowd where me and Corey were in Australia gear. Like I had a bright yellow Australia t-shirt that I bought outside, and Corey had an old 80s polo, and we were into it. It was 2 of us versus like 5,000 people. It was so, and we were like, it was a hilarious day.
Yeah.
But we were actually getting some real threats of like violence and stuff because we just kicked him out of the Rugby World Cup, and there was a controversy with the ref.
Oh, that's
so
right.
they'd be like, they'd be yelling out, "Hey, fuck you, Australia, go home!" You know, like. We're just like, whoa, these guys are intense, but it was because of the rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
But so when we went to South Africa, we did Cape Town. On the way from Cape Town, we hired a van to drive to Jeffreys Bay, which is world class surf. Rip Curl Pro.
Yep.
Mick Fanning, Surf Attack, Shark Attack.
Yep.
Jeffreys Bay.
Oh, just there. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it all goes. That's where that went down.
Sharky.
Yeah. So on the way. It was actually on the way back, but on the way on that route, you do the cage dive in Gants Bay, which is a different part of the garden route, they call it.
Yeah.
So the garden route's like the Great Ocean Road in Australia, like a beautiful route that follows along like these scenic hills and along the coast.
Yep.
Awesome drive. Like couldn't recommend it more highly. So there's shark cage diving there. which is sick. Probably not as good as what I maybe thought it was going to be. It was really good, but I thought it was going to be life-changingly awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
And then, so there's Gants Bay. You do the shark cage diving, and then along the way is Blauwkens Bridge, the world's biggest bungee, which we spoke about earlier.
Yeah. Yep.
That's halfway basically, and that's just a bridge over this
So
gorge.
was this in one day? You did all this?
Nah, this is in the space of like 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
And then, so Blauwkens Bridge, the world's biggest bungee, and then getting up to Jeffreys Bay, and then Jeffreys Bay is just the town's all right.
Yep.
The town's like I could take or leave the town. It's not a dive, but it's not awesome either.
Yep.
It's just, but the surf is awesome. If you get a good hostel, like we had a sick hostel there, played Wizard Stick and all this good stuff. Me and Cause organised it. I had a sick time.
What a game that is.
Oh, if you get a good hostel and a good vibe, I just wouldn't check out like hotels in the town. And
Yeah.
I would, if that's the way you like to travel, then I'd do it because it's worth going to the town. But that's more of a like, if you really want to watch high class surfing, or if you're a surfer yourself, you got to go there. But it's not like Puerto Escondido in Mexico that I was talking about, where you can really enjoy the town. This is what I felt anyway, to some extent. So, but yeah, South Africa was sick, but
Yeah.
dangerous as well, though. One of the only times I thought I was going to die was South Africa as well.
Well,
Genuinely thought,
You've
I'm done here.
Difference between thinking you were going to die and almost coming to death, because you've come close to death, as we mentioned before, about 4,093
Yeah,
times.
and every one of those times I never realised that I was
You were gonna die,
Going to
yeah.
die, but this time I wasn't probably that close to death.
Yeah.
The difference between me not knowing I'm going to die and me actually and probably not being that close to maybe being in some sort of danger to myself. This was like genuinely thought I'm in strife here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So what were you going through?
This dude
Heart was up? Heart rate was up?
This dude threatening to kill me in a taxi because I got in an argument.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
So
heavy.
you really honestly could have died. Well, when he said, like, threatened to kill you, I'm going to kill you, man. Or how do you mean?
I wouldn't have been
I would've
afraid.
been scared.
I wouldn't have been afraid of. I'm gonna kill you, man.
I'm going to kill you, man. Okay.
No, it was pretty bad. It was pretty
Yep.
bad. It was in Joburg, and Joburg's hectic.
Joburg's bad, isn't it? Yep.
Real bad. And my mates, the guys I talked about before, MJ and Will. Will's my number one all-time travelling mate. You know I talk about top 3 with Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oxford
Who's
Dog.
your top 5?
Will's number 1. Jimmy's top 3. Birdie's probably...
Who's 2?
Birdie's right up there. One of my Pommy mates, Birdie.
Yep.
He's a good lad.
What about 2? Who's 2?
Maybe Birdie.
Okay, so who's 4?
Shit, I'm probably forgetting people here. I'd have to think about it more in-depthly, but yeah, met some good people, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I went and crashed with Will at Will's place, and the boys live there, Cubby and MJ. There's a couple of lads, and then they took me out to a place called the Baron. A place called the Baron, which is like in the central business district of Joburg. Real like safe district, basically. Yep. Go there for Friday night drinks, and 4 o'clock came, and they're like, so that's when we got down there. Actually, 4 o'clock came, so that's when we hit the Baron. Boys are like, right, okay, Bill. So the way it works around here is at 4 o'clock we go down and we have some beers, and then after about 9 o'clock. The ladies will come in and they'll... Am I doing like a Greek
No, it's actually really good.
They will come in and...
what you're doing with your hand, though.
They will come in and then we'll move inside and the dancing will start and we'll move to the cane and the Coke, the cane and Cokes.
Is that what
and I said, what's a cane and Coke? They're like, cane and Coke is cane is our liquor and cane and creamy soda. Sorry, cane and creamy soda.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Cane and creamy soda. So you go in there and you get on the cane and creamy sodas. I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty cool. So Will actually didn't come down because he was working. He was a total flog on this particular night. But Will didn't come down, so I went down with MJ and like met all these new South African lads. And I had this like persona with these guys because when I met Will, look, I was backpacking. I'll try not to be too outrageous about it, but it was the biggest purple patch that I've ever had with chicks. And Will nicknamed me the Driller. Bill that likes to drill. That's what he said. It was like ridiculous. I didn't nickname myself that.
There's no figurative way of saying that. You did have a toolbox and you fixed a lot of doors. I remember you telling me that you worked as a tradie when you were over there.
Exactly.
That you used to drill.
So when I arrived to the house, that one of the other roommates who I didn't know let me in, and he was like, you must be the driller. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. That's not my nickname. Like, I don't like, you don't want to be called that, you know?
No.
Like, and then, anyway, so these dudes had like a, this is a total another story now. I've gone way off topic. I don't know whether I should tell, but I'll tell anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's the same night of the night I nearly got killed, but so what happened was, we went in on and started drinking cane and cokes. So about 8 to 10 p.m. and we're drinking cane and cokes, and sure enough, like dance floors happening like at the bar there.
Yep.
And then all these South African chicks were kind of getting up in my face because I was like this exotic Australian dude,
Yeah,
like they wanted to talk to the Australian guy.
Yeah.
And anyway, so these girls kept coming up like pretty, like I thought I'm on here with one of these girls or whatever.
Okay.
So I thought that was just what was going to go down. Anyway, all the boys are like, look at the driller, look at the... shut the fuck up, boys. Like, just, can you stop doing it? Like, someone's going to hear it. Like, it's not... You don't want people saying that shit in public. Like, it's funny for a laugh, maybe if you want to call me that behind the scenes, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway...
Not that much.
Nah. And then, anyway, this chick comes up to me and she's like... she comes up at the bar right in my face. She's literally about 10 centimetres away from my face, and she's like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. Hey, how's it going? She goes, good, thanks. Like, just, you know what I mean.
Obvious.
I have no idea what she was even saying, but she was 10 centimetres away from my face, staring me in the eyes. And I was like, oh, man, this is awkward. Yeah. This is really fucking awkward. Yeah. Anyway, this chick just starts kissing me and we start kissing and stuff, and that's fine.
Turns out it was your dad.
Yeah. Good gag. Anyway, so this is funny what happens. So I was fucked. Anyway, so we're at the bar and she's like, we're making out and stuff, and I'm really embarrassed because I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the guy who's at the bar kissing chicks at a bar at 10 p.m. I'm having too much fun with my mates for this stuff, and I don't want to. I want to hang out with those guys and whatever, and I wanted to shake the whole idea of the whole thing, right? So what? But she was just sucking my face apart. Anyway, so I said to her, I'm like, I didn't want to be the disco pasha. So I said, hey, do you want to go outside for a sec? I just wanted to go outside, sit with her, like make out, whatever, fuck, and then come back inside and hang out with my mates. That's what I wanted to do genuinely.
Genuinely.
Yeah. And then, so I said to her, we're like passion on the dance floor and stuff. And I said, hey, did you want to go outside for a sec? And this chick looks at me and goes, nah, fuck that. Let's just go to the bathroom.
Wow.
So she's thinking I wanted to like, I don't know, take her to bail and go home or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to shake you up. I'm sorry.
That's right, yeah.
And then anyway, she goes, nah, she literally looked at me and said, nah, fuck that. Let's go to the bathroom. And I was like, whoa. Yeah. That was very fucking forward. That was very forward, young lady. But yes, I'll go to the bathroom with you. I'll escort you to the bathroom. Anyway, so went to the bathroom, had sex in the bathroom, the shittest sex. The shittest sex I've ever had, and then anyway. So look, I didn't even really want to do this.
Yep.
But
you did it anyway.
I'm a
That's why we left out.
Anyway, so I come back out, but this is funny because so my stupid fucking nickname and reputation amongst the South Africans. So I walk out of the bathroom and one of the boys sees it, and then the whole bar, there's like 20 guys now, and they're all start yelling out, the driller! Yeah, the driller! Yeah, the driller!
Yeah, the driller, eh?
Yeah. And anyway, so it was crazy what happened. So what happened then, so I was hanging around with this chick, but I was trying to I'm hanging around with my mates, and then what happened was I spent a bit of time with my mates, hanging around with the boys, it was sick, and then the chick dragged me away again, but then she sat me down with her other mate, and I'm chatting to her mate, and then at this stage, chick that I've just slept with in the bathroom on my right, her best friend on my left, and you know when you get to the stage where you're that up and about that you're thinking, I can do anything.
Anything's on. Anything's on.
I might be in line for a nice little orgy here. I might be able to tell the boys, you know what happened in the end? I had a little orgy with a couple of ladies. But
I actually had that one night where I almost kissed a girl.
Anyway, so I, the idiot, I'm like, right, I'm gonna, because I'm at this stage, I'm probably 26. At this stage, I'd just been, traveling and running amok and thinking I'm going pretty good here.
Yep.
And then people call me the drill and all that shit. And then so I don't know what I said, but I said it in like a cool way. Like I'm never rude or I can't be rude. I don't know how to be rude and like real dirty or anything like that. I don't know how to do that. So I must have said something like, hey, so I suppose we may as well go home as a happy little family tonight, eh? I don't know. I would have said something stupid like that.
Yeah.
And then my chick on the right, who I'd been hooking up with, kind of looked at me like, what the fuck? And she started like, what do you mean by that? Like, and I'm like, oh, I mean, like, I don't know, just joking. Yeah, and then, so she ended up, she was like offended. I offended her, so I was like, fuck, I'm so sorry.
Well, it doesn't really matter at that stage anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, I already, like, had sex with this chick. Yeah. I felt pretty bad. How's that noise you made? Yeah. Anyway, so I felt really bad. But this chick, she was well and truly off me. And her mate, there was no menage a trois going on. Yeah. So I went back to the bar, I look around, and I must have been sitting down with these two chicks for like an hour.
Yeah, okay.
And at this stage, it's late. Yep. So I get back to the bar, and I look around, and there's no lads to be seen.
Really?
Don't know where the boys are.
Yeah.
They've all left, which is fine, because I was nowhere to be seen. They would have just been like,
Bill's gone.
He's gone home or whatever. So I go outside, out the front, and then this is when I got in the like argument thing. And then so I go out the front and I said to the guy, I'm like, hey man, can I just grab a lift home? Like, I'm sounding very Australian. I'm obviously not from around here, blah, blah, blah. Where do you need to go, man? I said, oh shit, I need to get the address. So he's probably thinking like, oh cool, doesn't know where he's going. Yep. I can take advantage of this dude here. And then... and
you're pretty drunk and...
Yeah, so, and then, so I said to the guy, I got to go to XXX, wherever the address was. And he said to me, yeah, cool, that'll be 150 Aussie dollars, for example, which it was like an inordinate amount.
Yeah. Were you already in the cab at this time?
Nah, I think I was like getting in the cab.
Okay.
From what I remember, I was like, the conversation was as I'm getting in the cab, I kind of hop in the door, like, nah, man, like, come on, like that. And then he's like, nah, bro, that's what it costs. And so, and I knew that it should cost about kind of 5 or 10 Australian dollars.
5 to 10 Australian dollars.
Yeah, this dude was trying to rip me off.
Close to where you were.
10 or 15. He's trying to really take me for a massive ride.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, nah, man, fuck. I came from here. Like, I've been here before. Like, I lived with my mate Will. Like, I was trying to maybe bullshit. I was staying with my mate Will. Like, I've been down here before. It's like, it costs like $5-10. And then I'm not a very argumentative guy. Like, I don't get heated. I don't get really aggressive. But I'm having I'm having an argument with this guy, kind of like I'm talking about this tone that I'm talking now. Yeah. Like, nah, man, that's not on. Like, let's cut that out. Like, it's this, or I can give you this. Like, it's late at night. I'll give you like
$30,
$30 or $40 or something. I was like willing to meet him in the middle somewhere. I just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah,
and then this dude just started berating me, like abusing me. You don't know where the fuck you are, bro. You don't know where the fuck you are. And as soon as this dude, who was like this massive black dude, he was really just big, intimidating dude, and he was yelling at me. And then as soon as he started yelling, all the taxi drivers around, his mates around the area, all circled around the car and started pointing at me and yelling at me as well. And the dudes in the window are yelling out, "You're going to die here, bro. You don't know what the fuck you've done. You don't know where you are, you motherfucker." Like, screaming at me. And at this point, I was sat in my seat and I just put my hands up and I said, just fucking drive me, drive me. I'll go. Just let's go. Come on. I'll pay you whatever. And then, because literally like 10 dudes. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
And then the dude's like, fuck you, bro, fuck. Like, yelling at me. And then he just starts driving along, and then he wasn't talking to me.
Yep.
And so I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, man, I'm really sorry about that. Like, I'm drunk, I didn't mean to be rude. I didn't mean to offend all you boys. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll pay you whatever. And he's like, no, fuck. He said like a few words, but he wasn't speaking to me.
Yeah.
So this whole time, whether I was right to think this or not, this whole time I was literally thinking, this dude's taking me to kill me.
Yeah.
This dude's taking me to kill me. He's going to kill me. Because that's what everyone was saying.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying you're going to die. He's going to kill you. We're going to kill you. And the other reason is Johannesburg is one of the most dangerous cities in the world.
Yes, it is.
It's
it
fucking
really
out of control. So, I've done some dumb shit while I've been traveling. Like, just, that circumstance, I mean, it'd be hard even now for me to approach that a whole lot differently. I would never
fight or flight.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I mean, as in the conversation, I'd approach it a little differently.
Yep.
But with, if I'm out on the booze with my mates and someone tries to rip me right off, then I'm going to say, nah, you're not going to rip me off.
Yeah.
And I genuinely...
Did you have to end up paying him $150?
You know what, man? That's the one part of the story that I can't really remember what even happened.
Yeah.
I think I paid him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Whether it was $150 or whether it was what I said, like $40 or whatever.
Yeah.
I really genuinely don't...
Still definitely more than what it should have been.
Wait, it would easily been like 2 or 3 times what it should have been. But
yeah,
I don't actually really remember how it all finished apart from the fact he drove me to Will's and everything was safe and whatever. But yeah, I mean, for me, like...
It's scary. You got to be... you got to think about these things when you're in these places. You really do.
Yeah, so it was hectic, but anyway. But South Africa in itself is a place where you've got to really have your wits about you, 100%.
Yep.
Have your wits about you. But
you should never get complacent when you're traveling in general. You've always got to have these. I mean, there's definitely places where you have to be more on, but I always feel like people are just going to recognise you're not from around here and try to do the sneaky on you. Yeah,
that's probably fair. A lot of the world is like that, for sure.
People just, so it sucks, but that's what it is.
Yeah, there's obviously ways you can, you can
try to blend in, and
but you can not look like a tourist.
Exactly. You don't want to be looking like a tourist.
You can know exactly where you got to get to. You can say, hey, can you do it for this price? You can negotiate. You can be smart with people so they don't rip you off.
Yep.
There's ways to do these things, and I certainly wasn't doing them, but I certainly was never. I'm a very, like I say, I'm very similar to you. We're very similar. We're very much the same, as in we don't. It's hard to get us. I'd say it would be hard to get us argumentative and fired up.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is.
But maybe I played it wrong. Maybe I didn't. But South Africa, in a summation, is I've been to 35 countries now, and it's in my top 3, which I never break apart: South Africa, Brazil, and Mexico. It's just such an amazing joint. So many natural wonders, and the food, and the culture, and it's sick. It's rad. It's rad.
Hey, do you want to do a hypothetical?
What's that?
Would you rather fly 10 kilometres an hour or run 100 kilometres an hour?
Fly 10 kilometres an hour.
Why's that?
Easily, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know how slow that is?
Who cares?
But
you in a rush, are you?
Oh, I'm in a rush.
Where you got to get to?
I've got to go to, I don't know.
You know how tired you're going to be going? You're going to be running 100 miles an hour?
All right, would you rather be Usain Bolt?
That was so shit.
Would you rather be Usain Bolt or a seagull? That's what it is. Seagulls are so shit slow.
Seagulls fly, though, mate.
Yeah, I know they fly. But Usain Bolt flies, essentially, on the ground.
Usain Bolt doesn't run 100 miles an hour, though.
But he
Does
runs,
he? How fast is 100 metres?
100 kilometres an hour, and he runs it in less than 10. He runs 10 metres a second. He runs faster than 10 metres.
He runs 100 metres a second.
Yeah.
No, 10 metres a second.
He runs 10 metres a second. Yeah.
You're right.
So, what does that mean? 100
Hang on, wait.
So he runs faster than 10 metres a second, which means that in 1 hour, 60 times 60, which is 360, 3,600 times that by 10. So he's probably earning around $4 million a year.
Looks like it's time to wrap it up.
I think it's time to wrap it up. Anything you want to plug?
Nah. We have some new trips coming out, so everyone stay tuned to that. But
apart from
that's all good. We'll talk about that in the outro, which is about 4 seconds from now.
Yep. All right. As always, guys, thanks for listening in. Speak to you soon.
Thanks for listening, gang. Yo. Alrighty. Thanks for listening, gang.
No worries.
No, I'm talking to the listeners.
Oh.
No, your name's Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
Gang.
Sorry. Yeah, no, that makes
gang's
sense.
It's like a broad term for...
A gang of 10 bitches.
Oh, different gang.
Different gang.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have male listeners as well.
Oh, yep.
Not all bitches.
So they're not all
bitches and hoes.
Oh, I should have figured that out.
So if you like that show, guys, go on and leave us a rating and review on iTunes. That would be great.
Please.
help us climb the ratings. So the way it works, guys, so for us to grow the show and for you guys to listen to better shows, better quality shows, more video content, better, bigger name, more interesting guests. Not that our guests haven't been interesting. I should say more interesting as in more different guests. As in
better.
So
No.
So you guys leave us a review. That'll bump us up in the rankings. So the rankings on iTunes and so forth basically works off downloads, which we don't have a ton of downloads at the moment. We're growing at a good rate, but we're still very young. So downloads and reviews. So if you give us reviews, it helps us climb the rankings, which helps more people see us, which helps us get sponsors, which helps us do trips to the US and speak with the likes of, we're talking to Tony Hawk at the moment. We're talking to Rachel Brathen, who's like one of the world's most prominent yoga promoters.
Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle, yeah. We're talking to, we're going to get over and speak to Bass Rotten and all these. We want to be able to bring you guys the best of the best, really. Oprah Winfrey. We have confirmed Oprah Winfrey.
We have confirmed.
I can 100% categorically confirm that if we get a review from every one of our listeners today, that's 1,000 listeners. 1,000 reviews. If we can get 1,000 listeners today, Oprah Winfrey will 100%
not be. I mean,
will come on the show.
She'll come on the show. I mean, she's a big fan of the show. She.
I may or may not be lying.
Yes, but she likes the way we dress.
So, other than that, make sure if you want anything from the show notes, head to www.adventurefittravel.com/podcast, and then join our mailing list there so you don't miss out on anything. Check out Audible, www.audibletrial.com/ADVF radio. Get your listen on. Then also, Adventure Fit Travel is the other sponsor. So thanks for listening, guys.
See you soon.
Yo.
Discovery Roger, go for deploy.